How's it going, everybody? It's Daikin here, bringing you another Guilty Gear Strive video, and today I want to talk about the changes that happened to Millia. So we're going to be talking about Millia changes and exactly what you can expect with this version of Millia, how it actually changed the way she plays a little bit, and the quality of life things that came with it. So we're going to start from the top of her changes and work our way down, starting with the standing heavy slash reduced recovery. So talking about this actually is going to be pretty good for her. It's going to allow her to actually do safer pressure. There were certain situations where she really couldn't get out of certain situations outside of just taking a huge risk or just hoping that the opponent didn't punish or having to spend meter to make herself safe because she went into standing heavy slash. So now that has reduced recovery, she can now do certain things and don't have to worry about getting punished as badly in certain situations. So for example, it is still punishable, as you can see, so you can still punish it on block. It's not punishable. It's used to be like -12, which made it completely bad, but now it's like -8, so it can still be punished, but that allows for supers to not actually hit her as much as possible as before. So if we take a look at the Ramethal super here, as you can see, Millia can finally block this super. Now this was a very bad situation for Millia because there was no real way for her to make herself safe back then, because everything you did just got punished as according. So if you did this into like this right off the bat, you just got punished. If you tried to do delay this, you just got punished. And if you tried to go into Lush Shaker, you just got punished. But Lush Shaker got a change that we're going to talk about in just a second. But that is pretty much what standing heavy slash now offers as far as its reduced recovery. So very good on that part. You can now just do block streams that are a little bit more safer to situations like this. So next, it's time to talk about the Tandem Top S version that got buffed. So it got buffed for better or for worse in certain situations. We're going to talk about both, but let's go and start off talking about the positives. So right off the bat, they increased the movement speed of the hitbox, so it now goes further. As you can see, the hitbox goes further faster now. And this is going to allow her to actually do combos that weren't possible before in certain situations. So her confirms got a little bit better. For example, she can do stuff like this a lot better than before now. Stuff like this is now a lot better than what it used to be. It's a lot more consistent. So if you are out here using, 2P and stuff like that, you now get confirms like that. It also helps her confirming neutral situations as far as like when she get touches. So there's sometimes where you're hitting with this and you hit with this button and then you try to go into this and it doesn't combo. Like right here, when you get that nice perfect range, it just don't combo, as you can see. But now you actually have an option that works at this range, and that's going to be top. So now you can do this at max range and at least get some type of confirm. Before you weren't getting anything, now you get something that's a little bit more guaranteed rather than taking that risk of using Iron Savior and then potentially getting punished. So this is very good for her. It allows her to do a safer confirm rather than trying to go for the risk and actually getting punished hard, because Millia don't got enough life to be doing things like that. Now let's talk about the bad thing that actually happened to it. So because it actually goes further, the movement speed of the hitbox now goes further, it actually messed up some of her actual favorable mix-ups, which is going to be the cross-up as this. Now it still works, but it's a lot more finicky than before. So just to showcase you what it used to be like, as you can see, it no longer hits on contact from this specific setup. It doesn't work no more like that. Now there are setups you can do to make this work. There's like stuff like this. This confirm still works. So as you can see, it can still work. It's just the consistency on what setups it actually works on aren't like in a favorable position. So you can do it off that. Some people don't like to go for the actual safe jump thing. They could go for that. Sometimes people like to go for that. So it's still there for that one. But from the mix-up I was just talking about, or the situation I was talking about, it no longer works there or some other situations as consistently as before. So just keep that in mind, that this cross-up isn't going to be as consistent as it used to be. So you're going to have to find out some more ways to use it, or try to find out the different timings of how it works now. All right, so the next thing is actually a bug fix, but this bug fix for Millia is actually pretty crucial because this thing hurt every single time it happened. It really definitely hurt the character, and you just knew that you were just a sitting duck waiting to die. So what I'm talking about, so it's the hair card. So if you don't know, in certain clash situations, if you clash with hair card, she will just continue to ride towards you with no active hitbox there. So there's nothing for her to hit you with, but she can't get off of it. So now they just decided to allow her to actually just hop off the car when it clashes like that. So now she can act during a clash situation during hair car as well. Before, she was just a sitting duck. You couldn't do anything, and she just ate fat punishes the entire time. It was really bad. But now she can actually do actions as well, and it makes the situation a lot more manageable for her in this type of situation. So the final and definitely my favorite of the Millia changes is the Lush Shaker change. This actually helps her tremendously when it comes to keeping her pressure safe. So what exactly did this Lush Shaker is they actually sped up the attack startup. So this allows her to have a couple of true block strings that weren't there before, because Lush Shaker always had a natural gap. So therefore, she never really had a way to make her pressure completely safe in any scenario from things, which made it a little bit tough to deal with people that did like random supers or had a DP in certain situations. It made it pretty difficult. So this makes her pressure a lot more stable. So what strings can she do that are true block strings? Well, she has two that are true block strings now. She can do the second hit of 6H, that is now a true block string, into Lush Shaker. Now she can do 5H into it. So showcasing a 5H one. As you can see, I'm mashing any button with Soul. Nothing comes out. No 5K, no nothing. And if we show the other one, now it is a gap between the first and second hit of 6H, but if they let that rock, then it becomes a true block string as well. So there are some other situations that Millia like to do Lush Shaker as well too, but it also, because of the startup speed now, it makes it a little bit more in her favor. So we take a look at the 2K2D, which we all like to use. You know, it can be pretty difficult to do certain things with it. Now it's a little bit more easier to manage. So if we take a look at this string right here, so 2K2D, it's a little bit harder. It's a 3-frame gap, but because Soul can't get the first hit of his 5K, it's even hard for Soul to do it. You can see it's just a trade now. So before he used to be able to cleanly beat this, now he can't. So any character with a 3-frame, which is only Chip and Soul, they can like punish it, but Soul's is a little bit harder for him to do. So maybe Chip may be the only character that's truly punishing 2K2D now when it comes to normals. The other one that Millia's like to do is like 2S into this. So you do like close slash 2S and you go into Lush Shaker. This now has like a 4-frame gap. So because it's a 4-frame gap, any character with a 4-frame button can punish this. So Chip, Soul, Giovanna, that's pretty much it. And it beats everybody else with like 5-framers completely clean now. So you don't have to worry about getting punished for doing this from a lot of the characters now. So I'll try to press another button like Soul's 2P. As you see, just get cleanly beat out. Like can't do it. Very good. So only a few characters can really punish the gaps inside of her strings now with the actual increase to the startup speed of Lush Shaker. So this makes her a lot safer. Not only do we got true block strings, but we got some strings that are just naturally good at frame trapping majority of the cast outside of these few, which I said once again would be like Chip, Soul, and Giovanna, who have these 4-framers. Very good in those situations. So very good that we actually have these options now. So my overall impressions about the Millia changes, I feel like the S disc is more of a nerf rather than a buff in certain situations. So it's a little bit of a bummer that, you know, the consistency of some of her mix-ups isn't as there for the exchange of a little bit of a better hit confirm and neutral that people really didn't utilize too much anyway. Not many people want to go for like an S disc because it just pushes them full screen since you get no knockdown from it. So I really am not a fan of that change as of right now, unless something like big change with it where we find something really unique with that change. The Lush Shaker change is very good, and the heavy slash buff is definitely much needed. So I'm just glad overall that she has better strings. Overall though, I feel like the changes are a little bit underwhelming compared to like some other the fun tools that other characters got. But I always thought Millia was in a okay place anyway. I feel like she was definitely during like one of the higher echelons of the characters as far as the roster go on the tier list. But I think this just makes her just overall just more solid. So she's still going to be very strong, still high mobility, Still very strong mix up. It's just now she has a little bit more safety when it comes to her block screens and stuff like that. Anyway, if you like anything I had to say, drop me a like. I greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, follow me on my socials. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you know the next video goes live. As always, my name is Daikin, and I'll see you next time. Signing out.